policing, what have you noticed about policing in the black communities?
What I want to see more provisions, more preventions,
Right.
more educating the cops.
More education and cops.
Cops, yes.
From my experience, I've grown up in these communities, right?
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
live in Jane and Finch.
Okay.
I've lived in Lawrence Heights. I've lived in Scarborough.
Yes.
Right. It seems that every time black people need police, they're never here. Like Driftwood is not. It's not a brand new thing for someone to be unalived in Driftwood.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
31 Division is maybe a 10-minute walk from this community center.
Yeah, yes.
But still, there could be a broad daylight shooting. And
With me, because I know you mean everything to Christ, and Christ means everything to me.
I called on the Lord. I said, "Then Father, this is real. Will you watch over them? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you call for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the law, they doing it. You said under YAHANNA they ought to love one another, and they doing it."
So I'm Precinct Officer 1000 Zabadja of the I.S.U.P.K. I'm with Pastor Delroy Sherman,
Yes.
right? And so we're here because there's been violence throughout the black communities.
Yes.
Right? Someone was unalived in this community, I believe, last Saturday.
Yes.
Right?
About a week ago now.
About a week ago, and it was in the broad daylight. It was a broad daylight shooting. So I wanted to... Random, and that's something that's been plaguing black communities as well, where it's random shootings, where it's not really targeted. It's to a point where the people who are committing these crimes and committing these sins, whoever they see outside, they're shooting. So I wanted to ask you a question. It's a simple question. What is the solution for black on black crime?
Yeah, first, education. Education starting from the house of God.
Okay.
That's where it must start from.
Right.
Yeah, because the reason why I say this, I've been taking youths off the street for the last 18 years.
Right.
And I told the churches before, and it worked, is they have to start educating the minds of the kids in the church. It starts from there and in the home.
Okay.
Those two places need to start to address things with the kids, teach the kids them to have manners to people and stuff like that. That is education. Respecting the law, respecting in the school.
When you say respecting the law, is that the law of God? Like they have to follow the laws of God? They have to keep the laws?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. What happened is, and we may not, some of us may disagree with it,
Right.
but guess what? When I read the scripture, it's saying that when we disobey, the reason why there's so many killings going on in the black community,
Right.
and this is only my view, is that we're straight from God.
Right.
And God says when we disobey Him, our children will be dying in the streets.
Okay.
And that's what I see happening. We start our homes, have to start respecting God.
So you're saying if you teach the black people
the
to
laws.
keep the laws of God, they won't be...
You won't see us dying in the street. You won't see us shooting one another.
Right.
So that's disobeying God. That's why our kids are dying. God said it in His Word. We will be like wild weeds in the streets. And that's what's happening.
I have another question. With policing, what have you noticed about policing in the black communities?
What I want to see more provisions, more preventions,
Right.
more educating the cops.
More education and cops.
Cops, yes.
From my experience, I've grown up in these communities, right?
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
live in Jane and Finch.
Okay.
I've lived in Lawrence Heights. I've lived in Scarborough.
Yes.
Right. It seems that every time black people need police, they're never here. Like Driftwood is not. It's not a brand new thing for someone to be unalived in Driftwood.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
31 Division is maybe a 10-minute walk from this community center.
Yeah, yes.
But still, there could be a broad daylight shooting. And
Yeah.
the question is, why is that? Why aren't the police here when they need to be?
Okay, well, that need to address. Like I said, I need to set up a meeting with the mayor.
Right.
Yeah, which I intend to do that. I already mentioned to my bishop that's going to be done.
Right.
Right, because sometimes people can just talk, but there's no action behind it. But,
Right, 'cause
but
that-
I'm happy to see the mayor show up today.
That's what it seems like.
Mayor's already done that. John Tory has already showed up. I spoke to him when he was mayor.
Right.
And says things have to be done, and we know of programs that we can not say so much after school program. There's programs that we can get the kids skills. If they go to jail, they must get some trade while they're in jail. So when they come out, they won't be looking at, oh, I'm going to shoot somebody again. No.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, right? Like, you said the mayor was here. Olivia Chow was here, right?
Yeah.
This city has seen. I'm 35 years old now. I've seen
Yeah.
countless mayors come and say they're gonna do something,
And
and
it
it
never happened.
happens.
That's what I'm
right?
trying to
And
say.
yet still, there could be a broad daylight shooting
Yeah.
at 3 p.m. in the Driftwood community. So, do you think the mayor is actually going to do something? Like,
Well,
does she care, or is she just a nation that we look for help for
Yeah.
vain? We're looking for vain help from a nation, and it never happens.
Yeah, but the thing is now, when any leaders say that, you have to follow up with them.
Right.
That's all I usually do, get on their case.
Huh.
If John Tory wasn't out, these are the things I would bring it up onto him until he get it done.
Right. For me, when I look at mayors and politicians, right, they only come around when they need votes or when something
Yeah,
bad
so-
happens. But when something good is happening in this community,
Yeah.
they're not going to be here.
Okay, well, the last time we had a march downtown with one-on-one. I don't know if you know him, Timothy. He does one-on-one.
No, but I could get the information from you after.
Yes, but and I tell him if you as a community leader, you have to be serious. It
Right.
doesn't make sense if you're a community leader or you're activist and you know where to be found when I'm trying to get a hold of you. That's what was happening to some of these people. They're not no community leader to me at all. Because
Right.
when I try to get a hold of them and says, 10 youths down the road, 1 youth down the road are getting murdered. Where are you, man? You have to come together, and you don't come. Don't give me garbage again. When you want the limelight, when you want the camera shine up on you, that's when it interests you.
So you agree then they only come when they want
Yes,
something?
even some community leaders are jokers.
Correct.
They're not serious about the youths.
So I have my last question. Do you think black people should be policing themselves?
In what way? Break it down for me.
Meaning, like, okay, there's laws in the Bible, right? You go to Matthew, the 18th chapter, around the 25th verse, somewhere around there, it talks about counsel. Like, two brothers have an issue with each other,
Yeah, well-
and they go to counsel. Instead of
Yeah.
us turning to, again, we've noticed this for years. Police
Yes.
only come around to solve murders. They don't come around to prevent them. They put up cameras in our neighborhoods
Yeah.
to
But
watch
are they
murders but not
working?
prevent them.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it doesn't
they're not
seem like
working.
it's working.
So that's-
should we go to ourselves to try to fix these issues?
Yeah, community leaders, if some of them they call themselves activists and those things, yeah, that's why I spoke to them about it. I said stop the garbage
Right.
and take some action, because who's going to look after you? Nobody is going to look after you. They're going to watch you killing yourselves.
Right.
Because this is if some people don't want to believe it, but since the 1920s, it was set up that way that you go and kill that person. It's set up that way, even with the Jim Crow law
Right.
was set up there. If you have a business down the road, go and burn it down. Some of our we program not to love one another and stuff like that. It's ingrained in the system not to love you and love that person, and that's why we're doing it.
So are you saying that
doing
there's
it-
a system that's set up for us not to love each other?
Yes, if you, it's right there, right before our eyes every day.
Right.
It's there. Some people don't want to believe it, but it's there to destroy one another. So that's why, as a pastor, I used to get kids to come. I used to educate kids. Some of them gone to, one girl, she's going to go to university next fall. I took her in at her mother's house, and I taught her maths when she was 4 years old. She's now 15 years old. She's in high school right now. those are the initiatives I want to see black people that call them advocates. I want to see them doing things like that in their own community.
Right.
When I see those things addressing, then I say you're doing something, but I'm tired of the talk.
All right, so you said you're going to be, when's the next time you're going to be back here?
Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
Wednesday at 3
And
o'clock.
after the march, then we're going to get together. We need serious people in the meeting.
Right, so is the meeting, it's in the Driftwood
It's
Community
going to be
Center?
right here.
At 3 o'clock.
Yes, when the march is done, we're going to rally back here.
What time does the march start?
Starts at 3.
Okay. And then after that?
After that, we're going to have a meeting.
So maybe around 4 o'clock?
Yeah, 4:30.
4:30?
I don't know how far they're going to march to. I haven't got that yet. I'm going to ask the guy how far we're going.
All right, so I'm going to get your information, then I'm going to follow up with you to find out when the meeting's going to happen.
Yes, I'll give you my number.
Okay.
If somebody wants to get it.
Yeah, I'll take it down.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate your respect.
Yeah.
One love, one. Thank you, guys.